and Tasty Cakes podcast. I'm Bert Lepore. He's Sammy Monte Carlo. We're hanging here with Angry Mike D, and we talk about music, movies, and so much more.
All right, we're back with another episode of Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes. This is Damian Rock Me, Roll Me, Monte fucking Carlo here. I don't know. Was I supposed to do an intro or what? I don't know.
Yeah, why not? Why not? So, we're going to talk about the M3 show coming up this weekend. Now it's Damian
Rock Festival.
It was 3 days last year. This year's only 2 days, right? As far as
yeah.
Right?
Well, I remember like the first year or two, it was one day, which was a Saturday, and then for a long time, it was 2 days, Friday and Saturday, and which Friday being like a abbreviated day, like it would start like a regular concert, like 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, But then they added maybe like 4 years ago. Then they added Sunday, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Dude, it's exhausting.
Sure.
So this year it's only it's Saturday and Sunday, which probably one of the reasons why I didn't really want to go.
Man, I would have done it Friday and Saturday, man. You need that 1 day Sunday for some recoup,
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Friday and Saturday was perfect, I thought. Because I would take like a half a day from work Friday. We would drive down, and then you have all day Saturday, and then Sunday, you drive home Sunday and you recoup and everything.
Yeah. And Friday, I guess this Friday is going to be for the pre-show stuff, right? Pre-parties, probably.
Yeah, it's like an unofficial pre-party they have.
Okay. All right, so we're going to start off with the first band Saturday. Count 77, and they did play last year, I believe, also.
Yeah, and this is the guy from if you've ever seen the show Counting Cars. I think it's on History Channel, I think.
Danny Coker, right?
Danny Coker, yeah. He used to be on Pawn Stars a lot. Hey man, I got this car I want to sell. Oh yeah, let me call my buddy up, and they bring him in. Let me call my buddy up who knows a lot about vintage cars, antique cars, and they bring that guy in. So then he had a spinoff show, Counting Cars, where he like soups up cars, makes some hot rods and shit like that. And
now, have you ever seen his band?
Too.
Have you ever seen his band?
No, I haven't. But he has a bar, a club in Vegas called Vamped, and it's pretty fucking cool. Rock club, probably
nice.
One of the better ones I've ever been to. Pretty cool atmosphere and everything, and they have good bands playing there all the time, and his band plays. So I checked out some of their stuff on YouTube. Pretty good. Okay, so the second band playing that day, and these guys I remember this band, Child's Play. Demo.
Yeah, I know the name, man. I definitely know the name.
Yeah, I'm a big Child's Play fan. They were sort of like they were a Baltimore area band, sort of like how Heaven's Edge is to Philly.
Mm-hmm.
Child's Play was to Baltimore, like really big in that area, not so much outside of the area. But
I had the Rat Race record.
Great.
I had the Rat Race record.
And then they had I think they had a second album. I don't know.
There was only 2 albums,
at least.
I think it was Long Way or something like that, maybe. It was the second
first
record.
album is great, and the drummer he actually sang. Him and the lead singer did a lot of co-vocals, and the lead singer passed away maybe like 10 years ago, so I don't know who's singing. If the drummer is actually the drummer, his name is John Allen, and he has that band Stone Horses.
Oh, okay,
that Rick Reynolds was playing.
Rick was playing.
John wasn't playing drums in that; he was fronting the band.
Gotcha.
And he actually became a pretty successful songwriter. In like the 90s and 2000s, writing a lot of like pop songs and stuff. So, so that's Child's Play. So, I mean, that's one band I would actually kind of like to see.
Have you ever seen them live?
No, I never did.
Me neither.
Right before the original singer passed away, Brian Jack, I remember they were playing maybe like 2012 or 11 or 12. They were playing down in Baltimore, and I think it was like right after Christmas or something. And I wanted to go, but for some reason I didn't. And I'm kind of kicking myself for not going, because I would have liked to have seen them. They're pretty cool, man.
Yep. Mike, do you remember Rat Race? You remember Rat Race? Or Child's Play? You remember
Rat Race?
No, Child's Play.
I know the name. I definitely know the name, but I don't remember anything from them though.
Yeah, they were kind of in and out pretty quick. They were on MTV quick, and then
I think they might have been on Headbangers Ball once in a while. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
probably.
Definitely like local to their area though. I don't think they're really, though they did have like a major label record. It didn't really do that well.
So next up, and this is a weird lineup because it's maybe a third incarnation or more. Brittany Fox, but it's not the Brittany Fox we're expecting. It's Billy Childs from Brittany Fox, of course. Ronnie Rogers on vocals, Greg Policari on lead guitar, and Henry Nell on drums. So no Johnny D. You know what I mean? Which is kind of weird. But so yeah, Dane, what do you know about this lineup for Brittany Fox? No Tommy Paris either.
I'm actually, yeah. Well, the funny thing is, speaking of Tommy Paris, he plays keyboards in Count 77.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if he actually gets up and maybe
does Midnight Moses or something.
I'd be surprised. I would be surprised if he didn't. But I'm like a huge Brittany Fox fan, actually, and I'm actually kind of disappointed that Billy Childs is actually out there doing it without
Johnny.
D, but if Johnny can't do it, then just don't do it, man. I mean,
yeah.
What's the point? I mean, I saw Brittany Fox with they did some stuff maybe like 7-8 years ago without Johnny D. Not this lineup, but they had it was only Billy Childs, and it was like it wasn't bad, but it was not much different than singing a cover band.
Yeah, and they were saying, I didn't watch the interview, but I think Bay Ragney did an interview with Michael Kelly Smith. So I can't see Dean doing it though. I think Dean's so far past all that. I think he's doing his own thing.
Nah, but if they're going to do it, they could do it with the Tommy Paris lineup.
Yeah,
all those guys. I mean, that album was great.
Yeah, yeah. When we played with them, they had Tommy Paris in the band at the time, and that was 11 years ago, maybe, or something like that. Yeah, and that was like at least half the band,
Right.
But yeah, Mike D, any thoughts on Brittany?
I remember their first album was a killer, man. Back in the day.
Both. The second one was great too. First two were great.
Great cover, Hair of the Dog on the second one.
Yeah.
Have you heard the third one?
No, I didn't.
Paris on it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You guys would like it.
Is that Bite Down Hard?
Yeah, it's a lot of people like that better than the first two.
I kind of like Dean's, his old voice. It was total Tom Kiefer-ish, but
but
I thought they were a good sister band.
I like it. Yeah.
Who did they open for in Philly back in the day when they first came out? I almost think I saw that.
Rat Poison.
I can't.
Rat and Poison. Yeah.
No, I didn't see Rat.
Yeah.
They didn't know it wasn't Whitesnake, right?
No.
Maybe I didn't see them. I don't know. I thought I did.
All right, moving on. Lita Ford. Lead is lineup. I don't know. Patrick Kennison's on guitar, Martin Anderson on bass, but we do know Bobby Rock from, of course, Nitro Nelson, which we're all Bobby Rock fans here. Dan, what do you got on Lita? Have you seen Lita recently?
No, I mean, I've never been like a big Lita Ford fan.
I mean, I like some songs, but I've never been a huge Lita. I like her, but I never.
Yeah.
I could, if you gave me, a 10-song mixtape Lita, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like I do like some of her stuff, but I wouldn't go out of my way to go to see her live. I mean, I just never really been a huge Lita Ford fan, but yeah, I mean, she's had the same lineup for a while now since she came back. I don't know how many years ago, but yeah, I mean, she's good live. I definitely did see her probably at M3 years ago, but
yeah, I never seen her live.
She's so good. She's so good.
Yeah. Mike, do you ever see Lita Ford?
No, never saw Lita Ford. I wasn't like I'm with you on this one, Bert. I'm like she had some good tunes, but I wasn't like a huge fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked her, but she wasn't on my radar list. I listened to it, but it wasn't like if the new lead is coming out, I'm gonna go get it. If it was good, it was good.
Yeah.
She had some really cool stuff. All right, going on to Quiet Riot. We got Jizzy Pearl, Rudy Sarzo, Alex Grassi, and Johnny Kelly. What do you got, Damo?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much same could be said that I said for Brittany Fox. Quiet Riot. I was never really that big of a Quiet Riot fan to begin with, but they got Rudy Sarzo out there. People want to hear those songs. More power to them, I guess. They're good. They still bring it live.
Yeah. Mike D.
Yeah, kind of as far as Quiet Riot goes, I really never really made it past the Mental Health.
Yeah.
But man, Love Hate, that first album was a killer.
Love
that album.
Yeah.
That was an awesome album.
Yeah. Jizzy's great, man. I've seen them twice on the Jericho Cruise, the last one. And I love them. Oh my God, they were great.
We even listened to that new one they put out not too long ago, and that was actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
What, Quiet Riot?
Yeah.
No, Love Hate.
Oh, Love. Oh, yeah. It's pretty much Jizzy's thing. It's Jizzy's name, really.
You saw Quiet Riot on the book. I thought you saw Love Hate for some reason.
No. The second show they played a Love Hate song though.
Okay.
Quiet Riot was great. I mean, they were great, man. Jizzy is great front man, great voice, does the stuff well. I mean, it's weird that there's not one original guy in the band, well, except for Rudy, if you want to say that, so that's kind of weird. But besides that, they sound great live, and they do the mental health, a lot of stuff from Mental Health record, some stuff from Condition Critical. They don't go too far. Well, they'll do Wild and Young from QR3, and they don't go too far off that. They stay within them 3 album range, which is all you really need for Quiet Riot, to be honest with you. Mental Health is still one of my favorite records to this day. I love that record. But they never topped it. Condition Critical didn't even come close to that either. But but they are good live. I would definitely go see them again. I think Jizzy does a great job. Here goes one. I've seen this band once, and I haven't seen them since. And looking at the lineup for Slaughter, Danish Drum, Jeff Blando Bland, who I guess did he take Tim's place when Tim passed away. Blas Elias is back.
Nah, he's not with them. I mean, he does shows once in a blue moon, but it's been years. It's Will Hunt from Evanescence on drums.
Okay, because I'm looking. It says from Wikipedia, it says 2019 to present, which I know he's doing the Tri-Siberian Orchestra stuff, but and of course Mark.
They're not always right, especially with some of that stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Damo, thoughts on Slaughter?
Yeah, I still enjoy seeing them. I'm actually a big fan. I like all their albums. Believe it or not, they had more than one record. So for people who don't realize it, they're probably like 5 records. But Fear No Evil being my favorite, I think that's.
I have to go back and listen to that one. I have to go back to listen to that.
Really, really good.
I love the first 2. I like both. I like the first 2 a lot.
If you like the first 2, you should like Fear No Evil. I think it's their best.
I fell off a little bit by the time that.
So wait, what was the first one? That was a carnival looking cover.
Stick It To You.
Yes, yeah, with the carnival.
Then there was an EP.
The
there was an EP after that.
Right. Yeah, it's true. Right.
Which was cool. That was actually pretty good. Yeah. And then there was Wildlife, Fear No Evil. And then there was 1 or 2 after that. Definitely 1 or 2 after that.
There was one. Yeah, there was 2 after that. God, it was one with like a hippie cover. I can't remember the name. And then the last album came out like 99. That one was actually pretty good too.
When did Stick It To You come out? Was that like late 80s, 90? I think. Was it 90?
Yeah, 89, 90.
Almost, because I don't really remember anything after that from them. I know they were around, but I don't.
That's when everything started to change. But,
yeah, the Wildlife had some airplay.
It did. Had some airplay. Yeah, that came out in 92, like April of 92. And it's still because they had a big loyal following. It still had some steam and did pretty well for them.
Yeah, I always thought they were a good band. I thought they were always a good band.
Yeah.
Yeah, does his voice still hold up live, Dame? I haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, for
It's
singing as
high.
high as he, yeah, I mean, he's
Did
still
they
able
do you know if
to
they
do it.
changed the key? Did they deepen the keys at all? You think, or you think he's still hitting that high shit?
Dude, actually, they've always tuned lower than other bands.
Oh,
Like
really?
in
So I didn't know that.
yeah, or they were never in standard tuning. So, but yeah, he's still able to do it. I mean,
To hit it?
they sound pretty, yeah, they sound pretty powerful musically live.
Yep. All right, moving on to Winger. Damo, what you got on the old Winger?
Yeah, I mean, every time I see them like on these festivals, they always bring it, man. I mean, it's like phenomenal musicians, and they absolutely deliver. They're not mailing it in.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
they do well, and I saw them maybe a year ago on the cruise.
Yep.
I think
And
the last Monster Rock cruise.
And it's pretty much the same lineup. Yeah, I got to think there's an extra guy in there now, but it's pretty much the same lineup, right? I mean, you got Kip Winger,
yeah. Well, they
Red
have
Bitch, Red Morgenstein, Paul Taylor, and John Roth. So
yeah,
I mean,
and the guy John Roth replaced Paul Taylor.
right?
And
So they just kept them both
in the band now.
Yeah, I mean, so that's
Yeah.
pretty impressive that they're all together.
I saw them live back when they first came out. They opened up for Cinderella. It was the Bullet Boys and Winger. I'm sure I probably said this before, but yeah, man, they were impressive live even back then.
Yeah, they're a talented band, really talented.
They caught a lot of shit from the Beavis and Butthead, but
yeah.
Listen, at the end of the day, they're great musicians.
Yeah,
and Kip still sounds great, man. He's got a killer voice still.
Yep. All right, moving on to this band is getting a lot of push again. They're having a nice resurgence. Extreme. They got a new record coming out in a couple months called Styx. They had a song Banshee out, a song called Rebel, and a song called Rise. I think everybody freaked over because of the guitar work. So Nuno's
it's amazing.
Nuno's like his name is everywhere right now. And that's pretty much the same band except for the drummer. It's a different drummer right now.
Godsmack and bands like that.
So Nuno, man, people are going nuts over Nuno again. So that's crazy. I love the single. I heard the single, the Rise single. The other two singles were good. The Rise single was fucking great. The guitar work is insane.
Yeah, I saw that video of the guitar solo, but I didn't hear the entire song. And I heard the new single. What the hell's that called? You just mentioned it.
Either Banshee or Rebel was one of those.
Banshee. Yeah. I thought it was pretty decent.
Yeah. Yep. Mike D, what's your thoughts?
They're another band. They always
bring Sharon's great live. Sharon's great.
They were like, it's weird because they were always like one of my top bands back in the day, and like, I don't know. Recently, I tried to get back into them, and it was just really rough for me for some reason. I couldn't get back into them, but I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to the new album too much.
I am.
I'm sure I'll hear it, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't wait for the new record. The guitar work, if it's as good as it was on that song, wow. I mean, wow. It's just, I can't explain what the hell he's doing. It's so good. Okay, how about this? And there's at least 3 guys that have been around since I think the 70s playing with this band still. Styx. There's at least three members from the 70s that are still playing in this band. And Tommy Shaw always sounds great. I never seen him live, but I always liked Tommy Shaw's voice. What do you got, Damo?
Yeah, I mean, to be totally honest with you, if I was going, I probably would stick around for a couple songs and then leave early because they always have like these after parties at like the hotel where all the bands stay at, and they hang out, and they've been having like after party stuff like a DJ playing and shit like that. So I'd probably get a head start and head to the head there if I was going, because I've never been a Styx fan.
Yeah. How about you, Mike D? Styx?
I mean, they have a couple good songs. Really, I don't know.
Yeah, I
never owned anything of them.
Really? So I got a couple things for them. Talented band, extremely talented band. Yeah, I put them in my Triumph category. I like them. I might not put them on every day, but I do think they're good. They like Triumph. Yeah. All right, so moving on to Sunday. Open up the show. Mike Tramp, what you got there, Demo?
I love White Lion, but I had no interest in seeing Mike Tramp with an acoustic guitar. He's been doing that thing for a while, man. At this point, like, just get a band and play different versions of these songs. I mean, the acoustic thing is kind of old, and every time he comes around, it's always with an acoustic guitar. So,
Yeah.
Dame's
not really interested. How about you, Mike D?
Yeah, not one of my bands. They were like a channel changer for me almost.
Yeah, it's weird because they had, even though they were lumped into that, I could see why. They did have some different stuff too. His voice was pretty damn unique. And Vito Bratta, another great guitar player. Him and Nuno at that time, like fucking insanely good. Mike on his own, I seen him. I played a show with him when he did acoustic. We opened up, and he was great and super nice guy. I will say, super, super, super nice guy.
Where are they from? They're not from
Australia
America,
or something. I was gonna say he had an accent.
No.
I didn't know he wasn't from here. Right? Was he from Australia? Where's he from?
Well, no. He lived in Australia. He's from Denmark, but the band is they're a New York City band.
He had an accent.
Staten
When I met him, he had an accent. So I didn't know what.
Yeah, but the band was based in New York.
Okay, so he was just from Denmark.
He came over from Denmark.
All right, another band who played last year. They got a record coming out in the end of May. Heaven's Edge. What do you got, Damo?
Yeah, I think they just added them recently, and yeah, it's good to see them. And we know those guys, and they always put on a great show. And same thing like in the category of like Extreme and Winger, like they still, they're still at the top of their game. They're not mailing it in, and if you were familiar with them back in the day or know any of the songs, you're going to get the same type of performance now. So,
Mike D.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I played the hell out of that album back in the day.
No,
that was their only one, right?
No, they had a record after that, and then this one coming out.
Okay,
but the record after that, you didn't really hear too much about it.
Yeah, it's like they were like incomplete songs and demos and stuff, It's like a compilation of everything else that they had written.
Yep. Yeah, Heaven's Edge, great live. Always great live. Even from when I was a kid, when I went to go see them, they were great. And still good. Still really, really good. New songs are good. Record's coming out at the end of May. Looking forward to get the record. So, yeah, I think it's good that they're playing it. They played last year. They played this year. This might be the second or third time they played within the year, I think, right? Something like that. Within, 2022, 2023. It's at least 3 times, which, is a lot compared with what they were doing before. So, yeah, definitely looking for Heaven's Edge. Okay, here goes where it gets complicated here. Damo, you could weigh in on this because I think there's 2 original members, 2 members from LA Guns into Riley's LA Guns, which is Kelly Nichols, I believe, and Steve Riley. Scott Griffin, and I think Kurt, if I say his name, is the singer, Froelich, something like that.
Something like that,
Pretty good. I listened to some of the new songs, pretty good. Still LA Guns for me still is the Phil Lewis voice. So it's weird how there's 2. I don't know why they just don't call one of them there's something different. Because they are
LA Guns,
material,
Yeah, Phil Lewis and Tracy, they're allowed to call their band LA Guns. Steve Riley, because he is part owner of the name.
Right.
So he has the right to use the LA Guns name, but he has to title it as put his name in there, Riley's LA Guns.
Yeah. And a little
really,
segue.
I mean,
yeah,
the band is they put out like some new songs and it's not bad.
Right.
But
no,
just call it something else. People are going to know. I mean, just call it something else.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows.
Sons of Guns. Something like
there you go. Sons of Guns. That's
Sons of Guns.
Actually not bad.
We're just going to take the 2 little periods away. We'll be the La Guns.
The La Guns, yeah.
Yeah, right. I mean, but so that stuff kind of bugs me, but
this other guy's pretty good. This other guy's got a couple things he does on his own, and he does the raspy voice. He gets it. It's good. I like LA Guns in general. They got some great songs. Mike D.
Yeah, not really my thing. I remember back in the day, my one buddy was trying to say, "Oh yeah, they're better and bigger than Guns N' Roses." Sorry.
No. No.
When somebody, and it's weird because like when somebody makes a statement like that, it automatically turns me against the other band.
Right. So yeah, coming up, we got and they had a couple lineup changes too. This band, Vixen. What do you got, Damo?
Yeah, I mean, there's only one original member left, the drummer Roxy, but they still sound great. I mean, they still, what you would expect from them. They're not going out there. It's not a half-assed attempt. They still sound really good doing it. And the singer's not with them anymore. She left, but they got the band Femme Fatale, if you remember them.
Lorraine Lewis. Yeah.
So she's singing with them. She does a great job.
Yeah, she's real good. Mike D, anything on Vixen?
They had some cool songs back in the day, but I don't know. At that point, when it's just a drummer left, it's like, man, just make another band.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, everybody's trying to get the payday for the name.
Right.
The resurgence of the
name is worth so much.
It's the name.
Yeah.
So, it's all about the, that's what you're getting paid for.
Like I could see if you're like a huge drummer and like that's the draw of the band, but it's like
but for that particular crowd, because they're a faithful,
they don't care
crowd. It's got to be if it's the name. It's the name. So it's a faithful crowd to that genre of music. It's not like us as a.
I get it. I do get it, but
all right, here goes the band. I'll tell you what, and except for what was it, Perry Richardson? Except for him, Firehouse, almost the same lineup, man. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
same guys. Firehouse. You ever see Firehouse live, Damo?
Yeah, a bunch of times. Especially like on these festivals. Yeah, same thing. I mean, they still sound great. I remember seeing them on the Monster Rock Cruise. I think it was like, what year was it? Was it 20? It was like a couple years ago, but on the cruise ships, all the employees, everyone who works on a cruise ship, not everyone, I shouldn't say that, but a lot of people are from like different countries, like the Philippines or like all these different countries. Not many Americans, so I remember when Firehouse came on, all the fucking cruise ship workers, they all came out. They fucking love Firehouse for some reason. So wherever they're from, I think somewhere like Philippines or one of those Southeast Asian, Polynesian countries, Southeast Asian countries, Firehouse must be fucking huge because, dude, it was a sight to see, man.
Where's Firehouse from?
They're from here, America.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Right?
Yeah,
yeah, American band.
but some of these bands, they would go over and tour in Japan and Asia, and Firehouse actually had hits up into the mid '90s. Like they had
they were pretty big band.
Stuff.
I love the one record.
They had like
was that were they
had a big hit like in '95 or something?
That's them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I was like probably at that point. I was probably in more than the heavier stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that was a little. I don't know. Not my thing at that point.
Yeah, there was sort of like a heavy metal journey or something,
Right.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way of describing it.
Yeah.
Steven Adler's going to play also, which I'm sure he'll get up and he'll probably just do most of the Appetite records. My guess, Dave, you would know better than me and Mike. So Steven Adler's going to be there. I'm sure he'll do most of the Appetite record. I'm sure it's good. Great White, same thing, different incarnation. No Jack Russell. They got the guy Brett Carlisle who played. And we played with them last year.
Yeah.
And he's good.
Nothing or something.
Yeah, young guy. Yeah, really, really good. But yeah, it's pretty much not. It's not the same.
I've never been a Great White fan.
Yeah, a couple of songs were good.
I was never into them.
Mike D, was you a Great White guy?
I had that one. What was it? Once Bitten or Once Bitten, Twice Shy was the album. I think I had that. Yeah, I remember having that on a cassette tape. And it had a couple songs, really not my thing. I think my favorite song might have been the Wasted Rock Ranger.
On that note, we're going to move on.
A lot of people like that song.
Yeah. We're going to move on to Warrant, which I seen once live and I loved them, and I never seen them live after that. Dame, you see them live with this lineup?
Yeah, I've seen them with this guy. singing, Robert Mason. He was the guy he sang on the second Lynch Mob record.
Yeah,
He's
voice.
great, and he's a great singer. He's a good replacement for Janie Lane. I don't know. I mean, they're really really good live, but it's not. I don't know. It's not the same. It's definitely Janie Lane was really fucking.
It's
good
hard to
front
replace,
man.
even if a guy's
Great song.
hard to it's hard to replace that. It's hard.
Yeah, because it's more than the vocal ability too. It's more like a stage presence, and
It's a whole
talk to the crowd and everything.
And it's hard on and on the guy coming in. It's also hard to do that. You know, it's even hard for him.
Yeah.
Mike D, have you ever seen Warrant live?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, so good.
They were always one of the bands I sort of like. Yeah, they were good.
And then when we went back and we did that little Battle of the Bands thing, you realize how good that band is. They're so much better than people remember, you know. So good.
And it's the same lineup minus the singer thing.
Yeah, which is crazy too. Yeah. Moving on to the headliners of the night, and they're the big dog in this area every year. Kicks. What do you got, Damo?
Yeah, man, they're just so fucking good. I mean, growing up, I wasn't even like aware. I would see their name in magazines, but like I didn't become a fan until maybe like 15 years ago. I got really, really into them. They're so fucking good live. They're definitely one of the best live bands I've ever seen. Like
he still sounds great live too.
He still sounds great. The band, it's just like they just have a stage presence about them, and they don't take themselves seriously. Steve Whiteman's a great front man. He's fucking funny. Yeah, I mean, and they're huge in that area, Maryland. They're fucking enormous, you know.
Yep.
They play like the headline in this, you know, so they would never headline a festival.
Yeah, and they headline this every year, pretty much. Every year,
they do.
Yeah,
well, Friday night when they would do it on Friday night, they were always a Friday night. They call it like the Friday night kicks off, you know. Kick off the festival weekend. So.
Yeah. Mike D, you ever seen Kicks live?
Never saw them. I had to blow my fuse on a cassette tape.
Great record.
And I thought, great record. They caught a lot of hell back in the day for, they sound like AC/DC and Led Zeppelin, but they had their own thing. They were good. You know, there was a lot of bullshit they got.
Yeah. They've been around for a while before that record broke too. And I thought they had their own thing.
Around late 70s.
Yeah, they had their own thing.
Oh, wow.
So before we wrap up here, we only got like 2 minutes left here, but before we wrap up here, the weird thing is that they're playing Sunday, and Ronnie, who is still technically their other guitar player, is playing the pre-party. I wonder if they're going to get together and do something, Demo.
Nah, I don't think so.
Nah, we'll see. We will see. But hey guys, everybody going to M3, be safe. Thank you for checking out the show. Have a good time. Be safe getting back, and we'll see you guys next week. Mixtapes and Tasty Cakes.